Chapter 52. Rimuru Pav. It's been almost 4 months since I recruited Adalman and Kumara. Currently, we are heading towards the marshlands. With me are Veldora, Diablo, Benimaru, Shion, Hakuro, Gobda, Ranga, and a few goblins. Over these past 4 months, many things have happened. Let's start with the first thing, the duties I assigned to my subordinates. After Kumara completed her evolution, along with everyone else's, I gathered them all. First, I ordered Hakuro to select capable monsters who could fight and train them. Next, I instructed Kurub and Kaijin to establish a smithy where they could work together. After that, I directed Suoi to gather monsters with talents and skills like espionage and intelligence gathering to create an intelligence department. This department would eventually expand throughout the world. After him came Shion. When it came to her, she threw a tantrum, saying that she wanted to become my secretary. However, since I have Diablo as my secretary, I shut her down and made her my personal bodyguard instead. Even though I don't really need one, I didn't want to upset her with my refusal, and I didn't want to come off as too cold. After all, even though she is a bit eccentric, she's still one of my subordinates. When I made her my personal bodyguard, Diablo approached me asking if he could train Shion. He knows I don't need a bodyguard, but he said that, if I'm going to have one, she should be strong enough to face any awakened individual. That's why he decided to train Shion a bit. I didn't stop him either. This way, he'll also stay occupied and don't do too much weird stuff. After Shion was Shuna. For her, I assigned tasks to help in the kitchen and other areas. Once our village expands and becomes a big city or country, I will give her a proper position. After Shuna was Benimaru. I was going to give him the task of handling the military from the start, but then I remembered he is going to train with Shizu. So, I didn't give him any task. However, he himself said he can manage the training and tasks together. Thus, I tasked him with overseeing all of the military and related matters. After dealing with the Oni, I turned my attention to Adalman and Kumara. At the moment, I didn't have any specific tasks for them. So, I decided to send Kumara to Apito for training together. But before she left, I named all 9 of her tails and now all of her tails are named. As for Adalman, I instructed him to assist the village and its residents. Additionally, I told him that he could learn more about magic from Diablo. Also, recently, I've heard rumors that Diablo and Adalman both together are trying to make a temple or something like that. I need to find out what's going on, but every time I attempt to investigate, Seal always intervenes and stops me. I wonder why. After that, for the next 3.5 months, I did nothing but oversee the village work and spend my quality time with Shizu and Seal. I didn't need to focus too much on expanding the city and its internal features because I had already thoroughly discussed the plans for expanding the city and its infrastructure with Murd and other dwarves. We've outlined clear strategies for development that address various aspects of city expansion, from housing to public facilities. As for the citizens, I've entrusted Rigard with the task of managing every detail related to their well-being and needs. This includes everything from healthcare and education to public services and community engagement. By giving him these responsibilities, I've ensured that the citizens' needs will be met efficiently, leaving me with less work. This way, as the population grows and my territory and nation expand in the future, I won't be burdened with major tasks or administrative duties, nor will I spend time doing paperwork in my office. I've laid the foundation, and everything will go according to my plan. This means I'll be the king of the nation with all the power in my hands, without having to deal with tedious and boring tasks. The groundwork is complete, only the next steps remain. After 3.5 months, that idiotic and arrogant lizard, Gabaru, showed up demanding our submission. I was angered by his audacity, but then I reminded myself that he would be one of my top subordinates in the future. So, I decided to forgive him this time. Unfortunately, Diablo isn't as forgiving as I am. He couldn't control himself and ended up killing Gabaru in the most brutal way possible. While I could have stopped Diablo, my anger towards Gabaru made me reluctant to intervene. So, I let Diablo administer his punishment. After Diablo killed him, I revived Gabaru and let him go. However, I'm certain that the experience left him with PTSD. After that idiotic lizard's visit, we held a meeting, which I felt was unnecessary. However, for the sake of my subordinates, I conducted it. During the meeting, we decided that 2 weeks from the day of the meeting, Diablo, Benimaru, Shion, Hakuro, Gobda, Ranga, a few goblins, and I would go to deal with the Orc Lord. I also sent Soe ahead to form an alliance with the lizardmen. While we don't necessarily need an alliance, it might help us recruit Gabiru in the future, so I allowed it. Additionally, Trainee visited me, requesting assistance in defeating the Orc Lord. In truth, we don't need such a large group to defeat the Orc Lord and his minions. Benimaru and Xian alone would suffice. However, I had already promised Benimaru and the others that I would help them avenge their fallen comrades, so I couldn't back out now. I believe Benimaru and Xian alone would be enough to defeat the Orc Lord and his army. I'm saying this because in just 4 months, they've become incredibly strong compared to normal individuals. On top of that, they've also acquired some powerful skills. First, there's Benimaru. This guy has improved immensely, more than anyone else. After just 4 months of training with Shizu, along with a unique skill he acquired on his own and another unique skill that Seal gave him, he has become on par with awakened beings such as true demon lords and true heroes. He has achieved this level of strength primarily because of his training with Shizu. I visited him twice during their training sessions, and from what I saw, Benimaru went through experiences worse than hell. Well, Shizu is a demonic head instructor for a reason. After evolving into an Oni and undergoing training with Shizu, along with some external help which will be revealed later, there has been a significant increase in his magicals as well as skills. His existence value is now around 900k. If he had evolved into a Kijin after getting a name, his existence value were around 200k 250k. But, upon evolving into an Oni, they increased drastically to about 400k, but that was when he was newly evolved into an Oni. However, after training with Shizu, his magicals increased once again, and his existence value reaching almost 700k. When that happened, I decided to test him a little to see his skills. After witnessing his abilities, I've become interested in his growth and I am considering training him further. However, this will have to wait until after the Orc Lord incident. Also, there is one more reason behind my decision to train Benimaru, his return. If he is going to return, then I'm sure a large army and battle lie ahead, and for that, I need to prepare my subordinates. That army will be strong enough to destroy the entire cardinal world. If he puts effort into creating them, that army could even pose a threat to the outer world. However, their impact on the outer world would likely be minimal, akin to merely touching the surface of the sea. I'm confident that his army won't surpass this level of strength. He wouldn't allow his minions to wreak havoc unchecked, doing so would displease him. Still, I need to prepare my subordinates for them. I know you will be thinking I could simply kill them all, so why bother with all this like an idiot? But don't you think it would be pretty boring if I just annihilated them? That's why I'm going to create a powerful army to make things interesting. I think we're starting to go off track, so let's refocus on Benimaru. He received the unique skill Born Leader from Seal, a comprehensive leadership skill. This skill not only allows him to take control of troops with ease but also enables him to inspire and encourage them. Additionally, it grants him the ability to predict enemy movements, giving him a strategic edge in battle. Pretty cool, right? Moreover, this skill is particularly well suited for his role as a commander of the army. Seal gave him this skill to ensure he can effectively manage and lead the army. It's designed to improve his decision-making abilities during battle because, you know, the ability to make quick decisions and formulate plans is crucial in combat. But the most interesting skill he possesses is his second unique skill, Master Flames. This skill doesn't have any sub-skills, but it offers a powerful ability, granting the user full control over flames. Its performance is on par with ultimate skills, and with Shizu's guidance, Benimaru has almost mastered this skill. This skill has born from Benimaru's strong desire to become powerful and master the element of flame. Another factor is the influence of Shizu. It could be said that this skill has been born of Shizu's skill Agni, or her auspicious child, in a way. Kinda like how in Volume 21 Shuna acquired her skill, and it's said that her skill is the auspicious child of Rimuru's skill, Shub Nigarath. Anyway, with that skill, his control over flames has reached a new level that he couldn't even imagine. Along with this skill and his other abilities, Benimaru now stands on par with awakened beings in terms of power, skills, and capability. The next one is Xian. I knew she had potential, but I didn't know it was this much. After training with Diablo, she has reached new heights. Right now, she is slightly weaker than Benimaru, but she is still plenty strong. Under the tutelage of Diablo, her skills have become more refined, and she has gained some dignity, elegance, and manners. Man, Diablo sure knows how to teach wild people. She has gotten a notable increase in her existence value, now boasting a count of almost 600k. Alongside this growth, she has gained a unique skill called Master Chef. This skill not only enhances her combat capabilities but also grants her the ability to alter the outcome of her attacks or any situation she desires. In addition to Master Chef, she has the Optimal Action ability. This allows her to analyze and determine the best possible course of action in given condition. When these skills are utilized effectively in tandem, they elevate her combat prowess to what can be considered an ultimate level skill. Even with her unique skill and her strength, she can't defeat Benimaru, and it's not just because of the difference in their unique skills but their overall combat abilities. Unlike Xian, who relies heavily on brute force despite possessing a good skill set, Benimaru has mastered his skills to their fullest extent. His control over the element of flames is unparalleled, excluding Shizu and Velgrind of course. Additionally, his strategic planning and tactical acumen are highly impressive. With these attributes, he outsmarts Xian in battles. If Benimaru were to awaken, there's a good chance he would acquire an ultimate skill, further boosting his power. His strength would reach new levels, and his flames might even possess the ability to cut through space itself. On the other hand, if Xian were to awaken, she would also acquire an ultimate skill, elevating her strength and abilities to unimaginable heights. However, given Benimaru's mastery and strategic thinking, it's likely he would find a way to win against her. The fact is, Xian holds the upper hand in terms of brute strength and potential ultimate skill. However, she lacks mastery over it. On the other hand, Benimaru, despite not possessing skills of the caliber of Xian's, has mastery over his skills, along with various techniques. His ability to make plans and strategic thinking is also better compared to Xian's. So, in the end, even if both were to acquire an ultimate skill, the chances of Benimaru's victory are higher than Xian's. After Xian comes Ranga. Oh boy, my irresistibly cute and fluffy puppy has become so strong. It's hard to believe how adorable and fluffy he still is, even with all that power. It's because after spending so much time in my shadow and absorbing my aura, along with some training, Ranga has become quite strong. You might wonder, since I don't release any aura or energy unless I want to, how Ranga is absorbing my aura from staying inside my shadow. The answer to that question is that I've stored a portion of my aura and energy within my shadow specifically for him to absorb and become stronger. Well, with that said, he has also received a good boost in Magicals. Now his existence value is around 400k. He doesn't have any unique skill yet, but I am thinking that I should help him acquire one after this Orc Lord stuff happens. Well, that's about it. It seems we're almost near the marshlands. By the way, Soe has already contacted me, saying he has encountered that idiot's sister and that the idiot lizard has started a rebellion and begun attacking the orcs. Seriously, if he isn't going to become my subordinate, then I would have already killed him the moment I saw him. Well, for the time being, I've ordered Suoi to heal her and save the previous chief of the lizardmen. You see, if he's not around, it would require additional efforts on my part to bring the lizardmen under my control. Instead of changing the plan, I prefer to stick to my original plan. Bro, I've been wondering about something for a while. Can I ask you? As we're traveling to the marshlands using direwolves as our means of transport, Veldora suddenly asks me out of the blue. And why is he hovering beside me like a fly? Well, if you're wondering when Veldora returned, it was a week ago. He came back from visiting Ramirez, and let me tell you, he made quite the dramatic entrance. Sigh, he just appeared out of nowhere without giving any notice of his return. While I sensed he was coming back, I didn't pay much attention to it. That turned out to be a mistake because when he returned, he was enveloped in red light, and his hair turned blue. I think this is the reason why he wanted to learn light magic, he wanted to copy a certain someone. On top of that, he was screaming loudly, sounding much like a certain monkey. Upon reaching the village, he continued his loud proclamations, saying that he had become a Super Saiyan Blue Kaioke X1000. I had to knock some sense into him to get him to stop, as he was so engrossed in his antics that he ignored my scolding. He only acts this way around me, not when he's outside or with other people, so I guess it's fine. But I can't help but wonder, what does he want to talk about? It's unusual for Veldora to be so hesitant about initiating a conversation. Normally, he just says whatever is on his mind. Why is he acting this way now? Yes, you can ask whatever you want, I replied nonchalantly. Well, I've been wondering, Veldora began, his tone more serious than before. You're the strongest being, with power beyond anyone's comprehension. Your wishes shape reality, and whatever you think happens. The entire existence is but a fleeting thought of yours. Everything originates from you. So, why haven't you created anything up until now? Big Bro Veldanava created the Tensura world, and the Void created the fiction world. Why haven't you done something similar? Where is your creation? This question has been bugging me for a while. Can you please answer me? Veldora finished his question. I see, so he's genuinely curious and interested about this, huh? Well, I don't have any problem telling it to him, but it will take more time, and I'm currently short on time. Should I send the others ahead, or should I postpone our talk? What should I do? Less than master, I have a suggestion. Greater than. Why is Seal communicating me through our minds? When she's right in front of me, riding on Ranga alongside Shizu. Well, let's hear her out first. Greater than yes, I'm listening. Less than well, it's unusual for Veldora to ask questions like this. I think it would be wise to answer him first. As for the battle, we can send the others ahead and entrust Diablo with the charge, he can handle things there. Greater than, I see. It's true that Veldora doesn't often ask questions like this. I should answer him first. And if Diablo is handling the battle, I'm sure everything will proceed as I want. So let's go with CL's suggestion. Halt. With CL's suggestion in mind, I signaled for everyone to stop. What's the matter, Rimuru-sama? Benimaru was the first to ask, with everyone else eagerly waiting for my response behind him. Well, everyone, there's been a change of plans, I began, addressing the group. We'll need to split up for now. All of you will proceed with the battle. Benimaru, I'm entrusting you with the task of leading the troops and devising any necessary strategies. Diablo, you'll oversee everything, ensuring all goes according to plan. Turning to the group, I continued, as for Seal, Shizu, Veldora, and myself, we have matters that require our presence here. So, we'll stay. With that, I finished what I wanted to say. The others seemed taken aback by the sudden change in plans, their faces showing confusion. However, Diablo, flying beside me, along with Benimaru, Shion, and Hakuro, was unfazed. Well, I expected Diablo to remain composed, seeing the others maintain their calm was genuinely impressive. Understood, my lord, I will execute your orders precisely, Diablo said, speaking on behalf of everyone. Rest assured, Rimuru-sama, we will burn those pigs to ashes, until nothing remains behind, Benimaru responded with a confident smile. That's the thing I like about this guy, he's always confident. Yes, Rimuru-sama, rest assured we won't disappoint you. I will personally kill with that orc lord, Shion exclaimed in her usual excited voice, swinging her odachi for emphasis. What am I going to do about this girl? Yeah, just be careful. You may proceed now. With that, I gave them permission to move forward. Rimuru. While I was focusing on the group, Shizu called out to me, tugging on the sleeve of my shirt. Yes, honey, I sweetly replied to her. Well, you see, I want to accompany them. Can I go with them? She asked in a timid voice, trying to act cuter than usual. Why, what's the matter? Don't you want to stay with me? I questioned her, as since she returned from the human country, she never goes off alone like this. Well, it's just that. I want to see how much my student has progressed. I want to witness his capabilities in a real battlefield, she said, looking at Benimaru with the kind of intensity a parent has when their child is about to take an exam. Under Shizu's intense gaze, Benimaru began to sweat, probably remembering his training with Shizu. It is understandable, he had been through the rigorous training of Shizu, which is worse than hell. Well, if you want to, then it's fine, but please be safe, I agreed with her. I knew how much she enjoyed teaching and mentoring others. I knew her passion for teaching. And as she had started to train Benimaru, he had become one of her students, and like any dedicated teacher, she wanted to see his progress. If that's what she wanted, I wouldn't stop her. Thanks, dear, she said, giving me a light kiss on the lips. With that, Seal and I stepped down from Ranga's back, leaving Shizu, Ranga, and the others ready to head towards the orcs. Well, if that's all, then you guys should leave now, I said to them after stepping down from Ranga's back. Glory to Rimuru-sama, Benimaru declared. Following him, all of them started chanting my name. With that, they departed towards the orcs. Now, as for the answer to your question, I started, addressing Veldora. To be continued.